Hey guys, we had a very successful round 7, so let's go ahead and take a look at it and see how we did. All right, here we go. There we go, got the right button pushed for you. Okay, so we have on here return on sales. So other people did better than us, and that's okay. The asset turnover, we did more. That means we sold a whole lot more. And you can see that down below. Return on equity, 32%. Fantastic. Digby, they're digging themselves in a hole. They haven't really been paying attention to what's been going on. They've just been slowly going by, it seems. Contribution margin, 48%. It's the highest across the board. So that's fantastic. Our cumulative profit is still higher than everybody else's. We're up by 13 million. This time was really good for us. So we got 24 million, they got 23. And once again, I'm always comparing against Chester because they're the second best team here. We had $30 million more in sales, which means we're spending more than them when it comes down to everything. So let's take a look how that all came about. The market share. We're at 29.37% market share. That's fantastic. That's one of the things we're going to be graded on. I purposely chose that. I thought that we could take over market share, and fortunately I was able to predict that correctly. So our grade's going to be really good based on that. Chester did really well. They're at 24%, so they've almost got a quarter of the market out of a quarter of all market share with 6 teams in the mix. So that's really good. The computer teams, Erie and Ferris, are doing the worst, which is fantastic. That means that we're all doing our job, at least some degree, in reading these charts. So let's take a look a little further on. Our stock has gone through the roof, which is great. Part of it is because of the dividend, and also part of it is because we're buying our shares back. If you look at the market cap, we're worth 197 million compared to Chester's 194. Digby, they came up. I think they were only one last time. Maybe not. I know their shares were $1 a piece, so that's a pity. Maybe it wasn't last time. Maybe I just remember looking at this earlier. Anyway, we shot up through the roof, which is fantastic. I kind of feel sorry for Digby right there, but this is the game. We went up 30 bucks in shares, in share price. That's crazy. Book value 43 bucks to their 36. Pretty cool. So we offered a 2.7% yield on our dividend. Probably do something similar to that this time. This is why, because of our credit rating being where it is, we actually are paying more on our interest each round. And we borrowed a whole lot more, which means we're paying a whole lot more. And that's all right. That, if it wasn't for that, we'd actually be making a whole lot more profit. But it's partly because of that we are where we are. All right, so plant improvements. Chester put a lot more money into their improvements this last time. That's where their profits went to. We did a lot into ours, but it probably won't be as much this next round. Dividends, we paid a lot. They paid more. They sold common stock. I don't know why they keep selling stock. It's just making it worse for them. Looks like Chester bought some of their stock back. Good on them. That's what helped to bring their stock up. They borrowed long-term, so did we. We didn't borrow as much as we could have. We retired some of the short-term debt. And because current borrowing was cheaper than long-term borrowing, we raised that up a bit too. All right, so we had a net change of 5.7 million. Baldwin 28 million because they sold off their stock there. I don't think they had a stock out this last time, but I don't know. Digby didn't do so hot. They took on $14 million in loans. Last round they had $20 million in emergency. So what did they do? They put 17 million into their plant. Okie dokie. Wow, Baldwin 79 million. Holy cow. What did they spend on their place? 7 million. They only improved 7 million, so they really spent a whole lot of money to not get a whole lot of return, from what I gather. We have the most in assets by 13 million. No inventory left over. We didn't make any money on inventory because we didn't have any. Chester made 2,100 from what they had left over. Digby made 22 million from what they had left over from last round. Our accounts payable, we actually have risen that up. Where's our accounts receivable? Here it is, 24 million. So ours is still pretty high compared to theirs. We can take a look at that later and see what they did. I think they're still at 45 days. I think we're at 45 days now, or 50 days. Our sales are higher. Our variable costs are higher. Our carrying costs, that's what it's from, the loans. Depreciation, because we have more equipment. We've been spending more on equipment each round, so we're going to have a higher depreciation. We did sell back some of our stuff for capacity the last time because we knew we just wouldn't need it for a low-tech product. Chester's kind of taken over in that range. Let's see, taxes, we paid more. And then profit sharing, we paid a little bit more. So we've got a little bit over $1 million more than Chester, and took Digby down 7 million. It's a shame. So they're not good at forecasting. This is what's great about Ferris and Erie. You know, they don't sell very much either. So we sold out of everything. They sold out of everything. Cake almost sold out of everything, and well, Digby overshot it again. They really need to learn how to forecast, and this I'm going to show you how to forecast properly. And it looks like these guys actually did pretty well. I want to say they did pretty well for their forecasting. So good job on them. Let's take a look at price. We were the lowest price on the low tech for good reason. I wanted to go for the points on that one. The high tech, we dominate the high tech market. See, Best is in the high tech market at 42 bucks. Crunch and Champ are in the high tech, also around 42 bucks. So there's no need to really drop these numbers more than where we already have them. Seems how we're competing with them. Dude, he's also keeping his 42.50. So there's really no benefit of buying their product when it's 2 years old. They're not changing anything, and ours is right at the top of the market. So as far as capacity and whatnot, not sure if anybody's changing theirs. Days is way too high. They really need to sell off a lot of this, and they would have some extra cash this next round. As far as automation, let's see. It looks like Chester brought theirs up a little bit, but ours is still the highest, which means we pay the least, and we probably won't touch it this round, honestly, just because we're going to gain as much as we can in profiting. Let's see, how are we doing here? So we paid 22, almost 23 bucks. We got $18 per on that one. We're paying 10.5. We're making basically 16.5 for each one of those. Fantastic. This one we put 22, so about $20 for each one. So Anoy's doing great. Abe Lincoln is 19, 20.5. So making 22 bucks on each Abe Lincoln. That's wonderful. And then this last one on we got it at 26, 27 bucks. We're making 15 each. Why is theirs so high? Oh, because the automation didn't kick in until this round, I think. Or because we're producing a whole lot more. All right, I think we increased our productivity, our capacity in that last round. If you look here, let's see, Baboom's only at 300. Look at these guys, 198%. So that's going to cause their cost to go up higher. See, we're doing 0 overtime, which is why it's only $1. That's really good. That's really good. All right, so accessibility, we should still be pretty high. It's saying the next round, looks like Digby's going to lose market share, Erie's going to lose market share, we're going to gain it. Chester's going to gain like 1% is what it looks like, but it looks like we're going to get the highest. We're going to get probably 3% gain is what they're suspecting. So that's how we're going to forecast. We're going to go in and say, okay, they're projecting 16% or 17% market share. So we're going to do 17% market share times the 98.22 times 10%, which puts us at about, I don't know, 10,700 and change. So 10,700 and change times about 15%. That puts us at about 1,500 to 1,700 that we'll be able to sell based on that information. All right, if we look here, we came in second highest on the customer survey. We have the highest in customer accessibility. We have matching the highest for customer awareness. They have a higher age than us, which is what put them at the top. Our price was lower. MTBS is the same. Their coordinates were probably about perfect, and ours are ready for this next round, for the last round. It's actually in perfect regard. So we should actually beat them this round because theirs is going to be too old now, and ours is right where it needs to be for the sweet spot. So that's great. They have market share at 22%, so they're selling a whole lot of them. Good on them. Looks like they revised it at the very beginning of the year, so they might have bumped up their MTBFs, and that's it. That's all they did. Or they put it in the year before, and it just didn't make it over. Ours did at the very end of the year to make it right there to be competitive with them. So ours actually was older throughout the year and then dropped down in age. So we're doing pretty good on that one. And because that's the only one, then that's really good to get 13%, honestly. They've got crazy down here with 5. So not bad. Not bad at all. See right here. And if crazy had, let me show you this real quick. Crazy right here, if they had a higher capacity with a 57% rating, they could be much higher. But they didn't think about that. I still don't think that they changed it. Let's take a look. Right here, 460. Yeah, see, they didn't bump that up. That's dumb. They should have bumped that up. They're really just hurting themselves, kicking themselves in the face. In the face! All right, so here, let's take a look at this one. We have, looks like 100% accessibility for the high tech, which is great. Looks like we're going to gain some more market share this next time, which is fantastic. So we're getting market share both on the low and on the high the next round. Let's see how we did. We stocked out of everything. Even stocked out. It probably would have gone even higher. So let's see what it says. It says the next one is 12.3, 7.7. We will be putting money to get these right at the top. Abe Lincoln is poised to start off very well at 12.4, 7.6. We probably will make a change on it. It says 12.4, 7.6. So we're actually good for a month from now, but we'll still make a change on Abe Lincoln just to keep the age low. We'll probably make a change that will take effect in January and still cut our age in half, probably January or February or something. 99%, 100%. So we're keeping our numbers where they are. Obviously, they're working. Looks like Abe Lincoln has the highest, so I probably need to produce more of that for the customer survey now that it's been out for a bit and people know about it. It's going to be a top sell. Now, ACH is still at 70%, so it'll get a boost, but not as much. The 2500 will drop that down this time now that it's 100%, and that's partially why, because of this, because of ACH with 100% accessibility, why we're going to increase in our potential market share. We've almost got half of it, so that's wonderful. As far as price range, let's see, looks like we have pretty much the lowest price amongst the human teams. No, Big Ben and Baker have theirs, but they're not changing it fast enough. Their age is old. They're trying to go for the old, for the low tech this next round, probably. I don't know. Yeah, they're going for low tech next round. Or that must be low tech. Anyway, so we're going to dominate this time in the high tech market. Look at that. That's beautiful. So overall, oh, that's not so good. They're saying that we're going to go, well, not too bad. Yeah, it's an increase. So they're saying we're going from 26.6%. We're going to jump over to 28.7%. Where that's great for us is nobody's come out with a new product. So we're going to end up with 15.8% for our product this next round. We're not going to do anything with our low tech, so other than produce more, because that 15%. Let's see, Baker is poised to increase in their low tech. Looks like stay the same in their high tech, so they're going to increase. Cake is going to go from 26.9 to 28, so they can increase their production, decrease their high tech production. That'd be smart in their case. And then Digby, unfortunately, they're losing market share in the low tech. And then the computer teams are losing both in the low tech and the high tech. So that's where it's all coming from. Let's take a look at this perception map. See, dude is left right in the middle. That was pretty dumb. They should have done something to make that more right where it should have been. So that's A's, all 4 A's in there. So those are going to be bumped up to the edge, and we'll use the performance map for that. Here's all the products when they're last revised. Able in December. It's going to be competitor this year. 8.1, 8.2. So they have their size perfectly also for low tech. Let's see who we got here. As a matter of fact, they got 3 of them poised very well for low tech. They're going for the different portions of it. So they finally let them age. And let's see who else we got here. Now it looks like they might be fairly young. Chester, they've got 1, 2 poised for the low tech. And let's not even look at Digby. At this point, it's just a foregone conclusion. Okay, as far as people that are needed on the job, we have more people that we're hiring than Chester. We had more people on overtime. If we can lower that overtime, which we may not because we're going to be producing more low tech this round and more high tech this round. So we may end up hiring more people, charging more. They have a lower turnover rate. I think that it has something to do with us lowering how many people we hired early on, kind of cut people out. New employees, separated employees. I don't know why they're not catching on to that they should be spending more. They're obviously not paying attention. They think they're going to save money. Look, they're spending more money because they're separating more people, basically from their loss of market share, really. Yeah, separation cost from efficiencies. So this last round, we went ahead and put in 250,000 in our TQM. And let's see, did we get any kind of increase? Nope, it doesn't look like we did. So it was a waste of money, and that's okay. I was putting it in there just in case because I saw that these guys got it. I thought, man, I gotta get a hold of some of that. So they're going to beat us out in the TQM, unfortunately. So that means putting $1 in there is going to do absolutely nothing for us. We might put in, they did this last time. I'm going to put in $1 this next time, just for kicks and giggles. And looks like that's it. We never had to face any ethics issues, so it's very possible that ethics issues is maybe for those going for the master or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that's it. That's it for my analysis. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to do one more when we finish round 8 to show you basically how the whole game wrapped up. But we're in the 99% club, which is a-okay and awesome for me and for my team. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask below. I know that we're coming up on the final exam soon. The final exam, from what I understand, is probably going to be 8 rounds of 4 products each round instead of 2. And some of you, I've looked at some of the other videos online, and I've seen other people that have 4 products on their in their rounds. So I'm going to take a look at those again before I go to the final exam, and I think that should be able to help me out. All right. Once I'm done with my final exam and the school is over, I'm not going to post my final exam results while school's still going on, but I'm going to go ahead and post them after the semester has officially ended, and then you guys will be able to see essentially how CapSim looks with 4 products and not just 2. All right. As always, enjoy.